If you've tried running ads before and you get a lot of clicks but not enough paying patients, then this video will show you how to solve it. And full disclaimer, I made this training for a specific clinic, and the service I focus on is Botox. But the methods and principles shown here work across the board for any service, whether that is weight loss, ozone therapy, fillers, body contouring, you name it. And I cover everything from offers, creatives, targeting, follow ups, deposits, just overall everything that makes ads work for Medspas. So let's get into the training. Before I show you how to set up ads, let's talk about something important. If you've tried ads before and they didn't work, that's not your fault. Most med spas are told to run the same playbook: discount your Botox per unit, spend steadily for months, and hope people come in. What happens? You attract price shoppers, leads who don't answer the phone, no shows start to pile up, and you're left feeling like you're just burning cash. The truth is, the way those campaigns are usually set up are almost always guarantees failure. They're optimized for clicks and cheap leads, not for booked and paying patients. They don't include deposits, they don't have instant follow up, and the creative doesn't create belief. So it's not you, it's the system. How do I know this? Because I've seen it happen over and over again. What I'm about to show you is a different approach. Instead of running ads for unit discounts or session discounts, we build a full patient acquisition system. A package that feels premium but safe to try, a deposit so only serious patients book, and instant follow up so no one slips through the cracks. And I'm going to show you how you can do this yourself. This is how ads stop being a cost and start bringing in actual paying patients. So let's break this down. There are about 10 big reasons why most Medspa ads fail, and you'll probably recognize a few of these from your own experience. So the first reason is most clinics run ads that just discount Botox or fillers by the unit, like $12 or $13 down to $7, $8, $9, $10, or $750 for a session down to $550. On paper, it looks like a deal. But here's what happens in real life: it attracts bargain hunters, people who call three clinics, ask who's the cheapest, and never come back. That's why it feels like your ads just brought in shoppers, not real patients. Because think about it, if you're offering per unit Botox at $10 instead of 13, the people you're going to attract, those people, they'll switch up on you as soon as they see another clinic providing the same thing for $9 instead of 10. Think about it. So what works instead is packaging. For example, a turn back time talks package that bundles 10 units with a skin analysis and skincare credit. It feels like an experience, not a coupon. So I'll show you an example of the turn back time talks package. So inside the package, there's 10 units of Botox, professional skin analysis, which is like a dressed up fancy way to say consultation, a $50 skincare credit, and some sort of bonus that costs you very little to deliver but still makes the still makes it feel like that the package is really valuable. So something like a B12 shot, a soothing eye mask, a ice globe massage, you get the gist. So what happens when you so what we do is we combine these things, show the total value. So if you see the total value here would be 250, plus 75 would be 325, and another $25. The total value of this package would be $350. So, and in the ad, you would offer it for, let's say, 97 bucks. So when someone sees this as an ad, they think to themselves, well, I'm getting so many things for only 97 bucks. And they cannot compare it to like the Groupon clinic down the road because it's an unique package. I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at here. So let's talk about the second reason, which is the ads were optimized for the wrong outcome. Most agencies optimize campaigns for cheap leads. You'll get form fills, but how those people don't answer or even remember signing up. That's why you saw names coming in, but no one showing up. The fix is optimizing the system around booked and prepaid visits. Everything from the ad to the creative to the follow up points to a single goal: a patient who has reserved a spot and paid a small deposit. The third reason most campaigns fail is slow follow up. So here's what usually happens: a lead fills out a form, but your team is busy. Maybe someone on your team calls them the next day, maybe later that week. But by then, that person has either gone cold, meaning they've lost interest, or booked somewhere else. So, what works instead is speed, under 5 minutes. A call or and a text right away. And if they don't answer, a friendly SMS. Hey, Sarah, so you were interested in this package. Would Tuesday at 3:30 or Thursday at 11 a.m. work better? That fast touch is what turns interest into an appointment. So, what we do with our clients in this stage is use AI. So, we set up an AI that calls and texts the lead instantly, engages them, answers basic questions, and then passes off the lead to the team. And the team then books them in for an appointment inside their EMR. Because we realize that your staff is busy and humans can be inconsistent. And let's say you've got an A+ team and they're super consistent with the phones, but even then, they will clock out at a certain time of day. So, but the AI never clocks out. It's there 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So, the next reason is no deposit and no commitment. The when booking is free, people treat it casually. Real life example: someone grabs a slot, but if something comes up, maybe their car broke down, maybe someone got sick, like they don't show up. You've blocked the time, your provider is waiting, and the chair remains empty. The fix is collecting a small deposit or the intro package fee upfront. Frame it as reserving their spot. Even $25 to $50 changes the psychology because then they're committed. So, what our clients do is they take the full payment for the package upfront if it's a cheap package like a $97 turn back time talks package that I talked about. But even if you cannot do that, like a small $25 deposit just absolutely blows up the show rate. And reason number five is the creative didn't build belief. So the fifth reason is the creative. Most ads show a sterile syringe photo with a price tag slapped on it. But think about it. Does that make someone stop mid scroll and say, yes, I trust these people with my face? Not really. So, what works is showing proof and humanity, meaning you show them close up treatment clips of you performing whatever treatment you're advertising that looks calm and precise. You can also show them before and afters with someone smiling so they can see the result that they are hoping for. Or even better, a short testimonial video of a client saying something like, I just wanted to look fresher without looking fake, and this was the perfect first step. That's what actually builds belief and gets people excited. The sixth reason is tracking. Here is what often happens in real life. Someone sees your ad, but instead of clicking it right away, they go to Google. They look at your reviews, maybe check your website, and that's how they decide to come in. When they arrive, they'll usually say, I found you on Google. Well, they're not wrong. But what actually happened is the ad was the first touch that got them curious. Without the ad, they wouldn't have Googled you at all. The problem is because the ad doesn't get credit, it looks like you're spending with zero return. The fix is better tracking using UTM links, structured intake questions, and tying booked visits back to the campaign lets you see the full path. So you can tell which ads are actually driving patients through the door. Reason number seven is overcomplicated targeting. A lot of agencies split the audience into tiny interest groups or dozens of ad sets. In real life, that just starves the budget and the algorithm cannot learn. The better way is simple. Like target women if that's your target demographic, 25 to 64, within 10 to 12 miles of your clinic. Let the algorithm optimize and then rotate fresh creatives every couple of weeks. That's enough to keep the flow steady without burning budget. The eighth reason is friction in the funnel. Sometimes people click on an ad and land on a page that's slow, confusing, or asks for too much info. Other times they fill out a form but don't see the next step. In real life, that's when people drop off. What works instead is frictionless capture. Quick lead forms, instant confirmation, and giving them two clear appointment options right away. The smoother the path, the higher the bookings. The ninth reason is expectations. Here's what often happens. Someone sees a Botox or filler discount in an ad, and in their mind, they imagine the full correction. No lines, maybe smoother forehead, the whole thing. But when they come in and only get a small portion of that result, they feel underwhelmed. It's not that the treatment didn't work, it's what they pictured didn't match what they received. The fix is framing it clearly as a starter. For example, with our clients, we ask them to say something like, this package is a first step, 10 units to help you test the waters, and most people who want the full correction usually need 40 to 50 units. So, and that way, like instead of feeling disappointed, patients understand that they're starting a journey and they leave educated and open to the next step instead of walking away. And the 10th reason is incentives. Most agencies are rewarded for clicks, impressions, or leads. Meanwhile, you only care about paying patients in who actually come in and sit on your chairs. That mismatch means you're buying activity, like showing that the ads getting a lot of views and stuff like that. But like you are not actually getting any outcomes. The fix is aligning the system around one thing: booked and prepaid patients. Every ad, every follow-up, every step in the process leads to that outcome. That's when your spend finally feels like an investment instead of a gamble. So here is a quick self-check that you should do. Like ask yourself these questions. Did most ads lead with a unit price or a percentage discount? Were leads not contacted within 5 minutes? Were appointments booked without any deposit or prepayment? Did creatives rely on stock images or price graphics instead of images of your clinic or you, or the type of like quality content that you create? Was the audience split into many small sets or narrow interests? Was there no clear way to pay during booking? Did patients arrive expecting a full correction from a discounted offer? Were results reported in clicks and leads rather than booked and paid visits? And if you've experienced even three or four of those, it's no wonder that your past campaigns didn't deliver. The good news is once you flip those weak spots into a system, packages, deposits, fast follow-up, proof-driven creative, the same ad spend starts producing actual paying patients. And now I'm going to get into how to actually do that. Let's walk through the four steps of patient acquisition system that actually fixes those problems. Getting the click, getting the appointment, the show, and the sale. So let's talk about how you can get more clicks. And getting lots of clicks comes down to two main things. The first is offers people can't refuse. So the offer that you actually end up advertising. And this second thing is great ads and constant testing. So let's talk about offers first. I saw you guys offer Botox, and Botox is undoubtedly one of the best services to advertise to cold traffic, or in other words, people who don't know, like, and trust you. And people, there's like always demand for it. People know what it is, and it's low risk. So you are going to get a lot of leads by advertising Botox. Now, the question becomes, well, how do we attract people for Botox without discounting the unit price? Because what most med spas do is they either advertise a generic Botox offer with a generic ad, such as, hey, we offer Botox for $12 a unit. Or some med spas take the discount approach and heavily discount their per unit prices, which makes them look like a Groupon clinic. So most med spas who don't know what to do, or who don't know about this strategy, they make the same critical mistake, which is they discount their Botox unit from $12 to $7 or $8 or $9 a unit, which makes them look like a Groupon clinic and signals cheap instead of trusted. And if I were you, I would rather be known for the latter. But what we want is to build a starter package that feels exciting, low risk, and valuable. We stack small treatments and bonuses into one clear bundle, show people the total retail value, and price it low enough that they feel like they're getting a crazy deal without eroding your brand. So the idea is we're still going to offer a discount, but we are not going to discount your unit, but rather we are going to create a package and then show them how much would it cost the client to buy the package, like the treatments within the package separately, and then offer them a discount. You are going to see an example in just a minute, and that's going to clear things up, or that's going to at least clear up what I mean here. Now, will every single person buy a big tox or filler plan after the intro visit? No. Some will just take the deal. And if you've tried running deals before, I know you know this. But the people who are serious about change, the ones with deeper lines or long term goals, those are the ones who convert into packages and memberships. And your packages and memberships should be high ticket enough so that it covers for the losses or you make when servicing people who don't buy the package or the membership. So even if you break even on the front end or make a small loss, you will win big on the back end with repeat clients and long-term plans. So here's the proven package we recommend. Now you can change this up, like taking. So this is the package we recommend. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can definitely switch things up a little here. Maybe play around with the components of the package and change up the price as well. So when we work with our clients, we come up with a plan on crafting this package. But this is like proven in the market. If you were to run ads tomorrow to this package, you would get clients 100% guaranteed. So the turn back time Botox package. This has 10 units of Botox, a professional skin analysis, which is just a fancy way of saying consultation. You could even say 3D skin analysis or AI assisted skin analysis, considering you have that sort of stuff. And you can even give there a $50 skincare credit, which can go toward buying medical grade products from you or towards their next service. Or you can even give them a small skincare starter kit and frame it like, hey, we've done this thing for you. If you want to keep this going, you should like have this skincare kit. And you can give them a bonus perk like a soothing eye massage, post treatment ice glove massage, or mini aftercare kit, or even a vitamin B12 shot, because that costs you very little to deliver. So, with the bonus, you want to think about, well, what costs me very little to deliver, but is still high value to the client, or at least it will be seen as high value. And you want to like anchor the value. You want to show them that, well, 10 units of Botox is $200 or $120 or whatever. Just for the sake of the example here, I just put $200 here. And then you can say, well, the 3D analysis, if you were to do it separately, it would be $75. The $50 credit is $50, and a bonus per a vitamin B12 shot or something like that is $25. And the total package value would be $350. But for you, this would be $97. So in the ad, people are going to think, well, getting so much for $97. This feels like a deal. So they are going to respond to the ad because the first goal of running ads is to get the click. And an attractive offer like this will get you the click. And here's how you frame it in the room. And this is more so setting the right expectation. You can say that there are only 10 units in this package. It's starter dose to help you test the waters. Based on your goal, you would want to, like, or most people who want to erase deeper lines like you will need at least 40 to 50 units for a full correction. And we'll map your skin and talk through what's right for you once you're here. We'll say this last sentence if you're on the phone with them. Sets the right expectations, and they know that 10 units isn't going to get them the result they desire. So they won't blame you, or they won't feel like they were ripped off because you told them that 10 units isn't gonna be enough. But it's still attractive enough that you get a lot of leads. The idea here is to cast a wide net, get a lot of leads, and then pick and choose from those leads rather than not have leads at all. Because you could advertise a very expensive package right on, but your costs are gonna skyrocket and you're barely gonna get any leads. And as Hormozy says, it's hard to be poor if you have leads banging on your door. All right, so that was the first step, which is getting the click with the offer. And honestly, I cannot stress this enough. It really needs to be simple. You don't have to overthink it. And if you want to do this yourself, just run with the offer I've outlined here, put a little budget into the ads, and that's it. You can literally type how to run Facebook ads for a Medspa into YouTube, watch a quick 30-minute tutorial, and be live in less than 24 hours. It's that straightforward. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the second part of getting the click, the creative, the actual ads people see. Um, the creative approach that works best is really simple. Just show close up treatment clips, before and after transformations, or short testimonial style videos. These don't need to be Hollywood style productions. It could be a real customer saying something like, I just wanted to look a little fresher without looking fake. And this package was perfect for me to test it out. This kind of content works wonders. If you'd rather not set it up yourself, we can even create those testimonials for you once you send us the recorded testimonial videos, of course. And yeah, like don't forget about static ads as well. Like they're super easy to set up and test. Just clean, simple designs, package name, a few bullets of what's included, and one strong call to action. That's it. What you want to avoid are the stock images of syringes, like machines sitting around in your med spa without any people around them, or those tacky $12 crossed out to $7 coupon style graphics. They don't feel human, and they don't build trust. And the main takeaway here is simple, like keep it human, keep it simple, just show real faces. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just take the best performing content you've already posted, add a clear call to action, and run it as an ad. So if you don't want to create creatives from scratch, just go to your Instagram, see which content is performing the best. If you're running an ad for Botox, ideally it would be a content around Botox. Take that piece of content, attach a call to action to it, and then run it as an ad. That alone will bring in leads and money. So that's it for creatives. Let's move on to the next piece. Oh, ad copy. This is where a lot of people try to be clever, but clever rarely works in local ads. With copy, we want to be direct. People should understand the entire offer before they even click. So, first off, your ad copy should have these four things: clear package name that communicates the benefit. Second is, what do I get? Specific treatments and bonuses listed. Number three is, what's the value? So total retail value clearly stated if they were to buy the treatments separately. And number four, what's the price? So special intro pricing prominently displayed. If these four things are clear in the first two lines, you win. So example copy that I wrote for you. Turn back time talks package. What's it called? Imagine looking refreshed and confident without drastic changes. Our turn back time talks package gives you exactly that. So communicating these benefits, which is looking refreshed and confident without drastic changes. And then all the treatments that are going to be included in the package itself, which is 10 units of Botox, $100 value, 3D skin analysis, $75 value, total value $350, and your price is $97. So here's another variation of the copy that you can use. Again, no need to overthink this. Just copy and paste these copies that I've designed for you, and you are going to see results. On to the next step. This is the last part of the getting the click, which is campaign strategy. Now, the campaign objective should be lead generation. Keep it broad. Meta's algorithm optimizes for what you tell it to do. The AI is smart enough to know who it should show your ads to, and we want booked appointments, so we to optimize for leads. The budget, nothing below $25, and a good range is to keep it $25 to $50 per day to start with. And if you find a winning ad, you can scale it up. The beautiful thing about ads is once you find a winning ad, you can predict, like, at some point you will know, well, if I put $1,500 into ads, I'll make $6,000 back from it. So if I want to make 20 more grand this month, do the math. How many dollars should I put into ads? That's the beauty of ads. You can scale it up very predictably. And so once you find an winning ad, you can go way over $50 per day. But $25 to $50 per day is enough to get steady flow, but not so much that we burn money while testing and optimizing. This is important. Targeting, keep it simple. Age. By the way, I want to add, if you go below 25, the chances are Facebook isn't gonna get you a lot of leads or a lot of people. It's not gonna show your ads to a lot of people because Facebook, like all of us, is in the business to make money, and they make money if you give them money. So, and is the targeting? Keep it simple. Female, age 25 to 64, radius of 10 to 12 miles around your clinic, and you want to place it on Facebook feed and stories, Instagram feed and stories. That's where the eyes are, and people actually pay attention. Good for B2C stuff like Medspas. In this start, you can start with two static ads, the ones I've given you, two videos, like get started with that. But in the long run, you will have to test more creatives to see which one resonates with the audience the most. So again, swap in fresh content every 10 to 14 days. Again, remember the pro tip: take your best performing content, slap in a CTA, and run that as creative. This prevents ad fatigue and maintains engagement rates. And for lead capture, you can use meta lead forms because that's super simple to set up. And if you're a beginner with running ads, you're going to see results with just a lead form. And if you want to take things to the next level, you can use a landing page with a funnel, which will convert even better. It works beautifully when paired with fast follow-ups and deposits, which I'll get into in a minute. But use lead capture forms if you're a beginner. If you know what you're doing, if you have experience with building funnels, you can use landing pages. And I'll pull up a great example of a great landing page. So this is House of Medspa, House of Confidence. I didn't create this landing page, just a disclaimer. But when researching them, I came across this, and I think this is so beautifully well done. Somebody clicks on the ad, they're redirected to this page where the offer and the price is stated clearly. They have a VSL, which is known as a video sales letter, which is fancy marketing speak for a video that shows the visitor what to expect, what the treatment is going to look like, what the recovery is going to look like, what results they can see, how long will it take to see results, all that good stuff that you explain on the consultation. You want to do it on the landing page. This educates the prospects before they even come in for a treatment. So yeah, the VSL. And then there's a bunch of amazing client testimonials. If you haven't collected client testimonials yet, what are you even doing? Before and after photos, why choose a section where the doctor explains why they're unique. And yeah, that's it. So I'll leave this in the document itself for you to take inspiration from so that you know what others are doing. And that's it for landing page. If we were to work together, we would create a landing page that follows the same principles like what House of Confidence is doing, but I would make it prettier, like this one. So this is like a mock landing page. I would have a VSL here. I would have another video here. I would have not only Google reviews, but also lots of video reviews, and I would have photos of the clinic here. So if we were to work together, I would create something like this for you as a landing page to run ads to. But again, if you want to do this yourself, you can just run with the lead capture form. That's it for landing pages. Let's move on to the next step, which is getting the appointment. How do we convert someone who has raised their hand and showed interest to a booked appointment? And it really just comes down to one single thing, which is speed to lead. And what you should be aiming for is to call and reach out to someone and book them in within 5 minutes of them showing interest. And I'm not going to go into that in this video. What I want to go into is how do you actually ensure speed to lead? Because you might be thinking, well, if you are anything like me, you don't want to be working in their business and you would rather spend more of your time working on the business. And like as a business owner, you're already really busy. So how do you convert someone who has raised their hand and showed interest into a booked appointment? What you should be aiming for is to contact someone within 5 minutes. If you want to learn more about the research that has been done behind why reaching out to a lead within 5 minutes is up to 100 times more likely to convert them, you can pause the video and have a read of the stats here. Or if you want to dive deeper, there are also the references attached in the doc itself. What I want to go into is how you ensure speed to lead. You might be thinking, well, I want to be working on their business, not in their business. And I have a lot on my plate already. So I cannot stay connected or stay beside the phone all the time and reach out to someone instantly within 5 minutes. So there's two ways you can ensure speed to lead without, obviously doing it yourself, which is number one is pretty self-explanatory. Hire someone to call. And I want to show this video because it really explains how smart business owners think.
Now, I recently talked to a restoration company, and he told me he was converting 55% of his leads, not calls, leads. And I was like, well, how many leads a day do you get? And he said 2 or 3. Okay, so what's the process? He's like, oh, it's really simple. My aunt, I pay her $60,000 a year, and she has only one job. Besides, the moment a lead comes in, you stop having sex with your husband, you stop cooking, you stop loving your child, and you immediately call the lead. That's the only responsibility. She just has to make 3 calls a day at the moment the leads come in. He pays her $60,000, and that brings in millions of dollars of revenue.
So the reason that person pays that person calling the lead 60 grand a year is because he knows the ROI is much larger on that. So that's one way you can do it. Or the second way, which is the way we do it, is to have the AI do the talking and texting for you. So you can use AI to automatically connect with leads super quickly on all platforms. So you can have the AI call the leads and you can have the AI text the leads. Ideally, you would be doing both. Now, I would have loved to create an AI that's tailored to your business. But for me to be able to do that, I would have to talk to you and understand more about your business and have access to your backend, which I don't right now. So what you can do is listen to this demo of the bot itself, and you can have a pretty good understanding of what the AI sounds like, how it handles objections, how it answers questions, etc. And there, of course, like the text AI, it's self-explanatory. You want to have an AI that can text back on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, SMS, everywhere. And this is a screenshot of the AI we set up for one of our clients. And you can see it's just texting back and forth within seconds. Yeah, that's it for the AI. Now, I want to be transparent here. The AI, like you would still need a human supervising the AI. But as you can see, having an AI, it reduces so much of the workload that a human has. You only need to have one staff monitoring the conversation instead of having him or her call the leads consistently every day. So that's it for how to get more appointments. Now, how do you get people to show up? You want to solve for two things. Number one is uncertainty. Number two is skin in the game. Before I start and address those two things, let me ask you a quick question. Would you keep running ads if you knew that 30% of the people who you book will never actually show up? Because that's the average no-show rate for Medspas according to a research done by MangoMed. If your clinic books 100 appointments a month and each client is worth $500 to you, that's $15,000 lost every single month from empty chairs. And I'm sure like each client is worth more than $500 to you on a long enough time horizon. So there are two big reasons people don't show up. Number one is uncertainty, which in other words is fear. They tend to think that if somebody really wanted it, they would show up. And I think that's a scary mindset to have because it's not that the desire to look beautiful, to look younger, to look refreshed disappears. It's that fear starts to kick in. People start to think, will it hurt? Will I look fake? Are they going to pressure me into buying a big package? Is this clinic even legit? So when anxiety outweighs excitement, people cancel or ghost. And so that's reason number one. And I'm going to get into how to solve for this in just a moment. Reason number two is not having skin in the game. If it costs them nothing to skip, it feels like there's nothing to lose. And that's human nature at its core because we always take the easy way out. So you want to make sure that they have something to lose if they don't show up to their appointment. Let's talk about how to solve those things. Number one is package the first visit, not offering free consults, but selling a package intro treatment that feels exciting. Number two is building trust before they arrive. Because your space might look great, but people want proof. So you want to have a landing page with a VSL, in other words, a video that explains what to expect during their visit, which is the one that we talked about earlier, like this one, the House of Confidence one. This video has already gotten really lengthy. So I'm gonna just rip through this as fast as I can. And again, in that landing page, you want to have before and afters, just like they do have here, video testimonials. And you want to have one thing they could be doing better is they could be answering frequently asked questions. So in the same landing page where you have these before and afters, a VSL, you also want to have small videos that answer the top questions that people ask before their appointment or that people ask regarding your treatments. So you can just go into ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, hey, this is everything that you have to know about my business. Give it all the things about your business. And then tell ChatGPT to come up with 10 burning questions prospects are going to ask. And you want to create 1 to 2 minute videos answering those questions. For example, in my case, as you can see, I'm answering all the frequently asked questions with videos. And this builds a lot of trust, and the prospects they see a real human, which again builds trust. So when people see and hear proof, uncertainty drops. Number three is you want to educate them with automation. So if you have to answer questions during the consultation and educate them during the consultation itself, you've already lost. Because the consultation is just to settle logistics and provide the treatment. The education and the warming up should happen before the consultation. So you want to send an email sequence leading up to the appointment, and each email should be under one of these four buckets: who you are, why they can trust you, what to expect, prove that you deliver results. And if you want to, I've created this email sequence for you. So if you just read through this, you'll understand why, if you send these emails to someone, they are going to absolutely show up. And number four is skin in the game. This solves for their skin in the game, which is taking a deposit. Ideally, you would be taking a prepayment over the phone, saying something like, "We are getting a lot of responses to this offer. So to lock in your spot, we just need a small deposit or prepayment. And I can send you a quick link over the phone, or you can share your card details and I can take the payment from my end." Or if somebody is not willing to pay the full payment, you can even take a small deposit, 25 to $100, and they are going to show up. A few bonuses to increase show rates even further: before the appointment, instead of saying something like, "Are you on your way for your appointment?" Instead of saying that, you want to say something like, "Hey, Sarah, do you want the free mask or the vitamin boost for the bonus to your treatment?" This will make the prospect feel like you are already thinking about the experience you want to deliver to them. You also should send a selfie welcome video saying something. So the provider who's going to meet the client can send a selfie video. Well, I just wanted to put a face to the name and introduce myself, and just want to let you know that I'm super excited for our appointment together. If you have any questions before that, feel free to text or call me on this number. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. Something like that, like a video like that, really humanizes the process, and it just personalizes the whole experience, because people can tell when a reminder is an automated text message, and people can tell when a real human has sent it. So you can send a selfie video so that people feel more comfortable. And I can guarantee, if you do nothing and just do this, you will have a higher show rate. The two other points: self-explanatory, calendar invite, and if you have online community, you want to invite them to that community. Now let's move on to how to get the sale. So let's talk about what happens once someone actually walks through your doors. Let's say you got the click, you got them to book an appointment, and you got them to show up. All of it only matters if you know how to guide them into becoming a long-term client. And first of all, here's like a mindset shift that you and your team needs to have. And that is, selling is good. Too many clinics treat sales like a dirty word. But think about it. If someone came in because they're tired of looking older than they feel, or they want their confidence back, and you don't recommend the treatment that will actually help, that's doing them a disservice. So you, your team, and everyone needs to carry this belief that selling is actually helping. Now that you have the mindset, let's walk through what the flow looks like inside the clinic. So first of all, first impressions. You don't want people walking in confused or anxious, so make it easy. When you book them, text them the address with a photo of the building and parking instructions. You can always automate this stuff. And when they arrive, have big smiles, greet them by name, offer them a drink, and walk through what happens next. So that congruence between what your setter promised and what they see in person instantly builds trust. The second step is discovery. Before you even touch a syringe, you have to know why they're here. So that's what the discovery session is about. Pull out that pre-assessment survey that they filled in and actually use it. So you can have that survey before they come in, or once they come in, once you've offered them drinks and stuff, ask them to fill out this survey and have questions that help you understand why they're here in the first place. So take that survey and ask them concerns that they wrote about. Dig a little deeper. How long has that been a concern for you? What have you tried before? And keep looping until you've got the full picture. So never rush to solve, because prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. And then show, don't tell. Show as much proof as you can. And this is where you pull up before and after photos, pull up a whole bunch of them, videos of treatments, and you can even bring up their own before picture up on a screen if you can. When people see what's possible, it creates belief and tie every single one of their concerns back to a proof point. This is where they start thinking, okay, these people actually get me. If you have a client story who that like the patient you have in front of you, if you have a client story that you can relate to the patient situation, that's even better. And number four is the treatment experience. 10 units of Botox, maybe a little bonus like a mask. Treatment itself is important, but the experience is what sells the next step. They should feel cared for, relaxed, and premium. And then you transition into checkout and get them to become a long term client. And this is where most clinics fumble. You don't just say thanks for coming, you frame the reality. You say, today was just a starter dose, 10 units to let you test the waters. Most people who want full correction will need 40 to 50 units. And we've got a couple of options. You present three paths. Like this is going to be specific to your clinic. An example is if you want the best results, you'll have to buy our full talks plan with follow ups. If you want good results, a membership works where they bank units every month. And if you want the minimum amount of results, they can book the next 10 to 20 unit session and add a skincare kit. The key here is to never let them walk out without a next step, even if it's small. The final part is incentivize follow up. So here's a pro move. If they don't buy a package right away, tie the freebie to their next visit. You can say, when you book your follow up today, you will get a free skin treatment with it. But if you cancel or push it back, you will lose that bonus. That one little condition keeps people coming back. Now, you might be thinking, what if people just come in for the $97 package and never buy more? To be honest with you, that will happen. But here's the math that makes this strategy profitable. Let's say seven people might just take the starter deal and leave. 30% actually convert to the premium. So out of 10, seven buy the intro package, three buy the premium package. If three of them convert into real talks plans or membership, that profit should more than cover for the other seven. Those three will keep coming back for years, considering you do a good job. It's not about every single person upselling, it's about giving yourself enough volume of leads to find the serious ones. That's why we don't mind discounting on the front end, because the back end is where the real money is. That covers on how to sell. I went as fast as I could to keep the video short. But if you want our help setting all of this up, you can book a call. There's going to be a calendar at the bottom of this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found real value.